Hey everybody, how are you? Um, I guess today what I want to talk about is I got really sick very recently, and it just reminded me of a lot of things that I had forgotten. To be honest with you, I always like to be empathetic with other people who are dealing with gut issues and gut problems, and I think for a minute there I took for granted the fact that I was feeling so good and that the things I was doing was working so well. uh, I had reached a point where I could drink coffee again. I could eat a lot of rich foods again. I could drink a lot again and just kind of do whatever I wanted. And my medicine, I had reached a point where there were some days I only needed my medication once, and there were a couple of days in there when I didn't need it at all. But I really feel like I think I lost my mind a little bit as far as my diet and my exercise and stuff like that over the holidays. I would say that a little bit after Christmas, from January and February, I've been very, very ill, slowly but surely. And it was all those little things that would happen when I first got sick were happening again. The bathroom frequency started increasing again. The stools were getting loose again. I was having periods of straight up diarrhea for quite a while, and it would happen intermittently, like here and there. So it wasn't like an all the time thing, but it was here and there. And then it started happening more often, and then more often. And then the abdominal pain hit. That was very difficult for me to handle. Um, and I started having periods where there would be like this severe bloating in my stomach area, not my lower stomach, but my upper, like where my actual stomach is. A lot of bloating and inflation there, and it would be so god awful painful. And I would, have to take something to calm that down, and sometimes baking soda and warm water would help to take a lot of that relief, give me some relief there. But I was getting worse and worse and worse. And then for about 5 to 6 days, I was sick and ill like the good old days. I was curled up in a ball all day long. I couldn't leave the house. I'd reached a point where I didn't even want to leave the house. And as that mental piece, we've talked about the mental piece to being sick, and that hit. And I was terrified and I was stressed out. I was so depressed. And then I got really angry at myself for letting myself get to that point. And I was kicking myself and I was in pain. My doctor actually changed my medication and gave me a new medicine. I had an allergic reaction to that medication. My chest started like burning and itching. My throat started closing up a little. My guts were hurting crazy. My head was like not right. I mean, it was rough. And I stopped taking it after about 4 or 5 days, and I went back on my old medication. Um, and it took, I went way back and had to remember to, eat baked chicken breasts and white rice and, drinking a lot of water, no acidic things, laying off the coffee, drinking more tea with no sugar in it, drinking tea like lemon ginger tea. Sometimes I'll drink like a chai, drinking oolong tea, using a lot more mustard. I started slathering things in mayonnaise again, and I was just not being very healthy. And so I changed that all back again. And here we are. About day three where I've been feeling really good. And I have a trip coming up soon. I'm going to have to drive for about 5 hours down and then 5 hours back. So, there's that. I have to be in the car all that time. Um, I had missed work. I started going back to work, and so, now it's the mental piece I'm trying to get over. So I gotta say, I'm using this as a moment for me. I've learned some lessons, and I kind of want to impart some of that on you guys if you care to listen. Um, you know, when you start to get to that place where you are doing really good, and I mean good for months, Remember to keep that moderation in check. Maybe instead of having coffee every morning or having a gigantic vat of coffee in the morning, just have a little cup of coffee, with your breakfast or when you get to work. I am probably going to try to just drink coffee on the weekends. I mean, I wake up, I'm home, I can have some coffee, just kind of start my day that way. And then maybe one day I can start having little cups of coffee in the morning, when I go to work. Keep being careful with the cheese and the creamy and the buttery and the good tasting stuff. Just kind of be careful with that. Moderation. Yeah, and that's a big key thing. It's a big key word. And I hope I don't say it too many times in this one video, but it's definitely something you need to consider. Okay, I got away with having ice cream today. Do I really need to have chocolate brownies, smothered in chocolate icing tomorrow? Do I need to do that? Does my stomach need that kind of work? Because again, you're putting your intestinal system, digestive system through work whenever you eat stuff. And the richer and the creamier and the more fun, the harder the work it is for your gut. So please remember that. And that's something that I definitely am going to not forget so I don't have this big of a problem happen again. And then the mental recovery. When I got depressed, I started thinking to myself, oh my God, am I going to have this? It's going to take months and months for me to get back to normal again. What am I going to do? I shed tears from time to time. I got so down on myself, so upset. And I started feeling hopeless. And it's not that way. It's not that way. Your body will heal if you let it. And all the same tricks you did before, do it again. Whip out those old recipes that you had from when you were sick and trying to get creative with your baked chicken and creative with your rice and creative with whatever the safe foods you can have. Break out those recipes again and use that stuff again and just be patient, be calm, and be patient with your body. We all know that the anxiety piece, the fear of leaving and having an accident, all that stuff, we all know that that's a big part of it. And that the more you feel anxiety, that whole brain gut connection, you're upset in your head and it goes right down to your stomach, and then your stomach starts getting crampy and queasy. I mean, people who don't have gut issues, have that brain gut connection. When people say, I had butterflies in my stomach, or, oh my God, I saw this thing and it made me so upset, it made me sick to my stomach. So just imagine if normal people have normal gut functions, feel that. What kind of gut function do you think is happening to us when we get upset and when we get nervous and stressed out? It just makes everything so much worse. And again, it makes the guts work even harder. It's like having that broken arm and you're just, that arm is trying to heal in its cast, but you're just whacking that arm against the wall. You're putting your guts through more stress and strain than necessary. You've got to get it under control. I had to get it under control, and I was not under control. And I will 100% say that if it was not for my girlfriend talking to me and telling me that I need to calm down and that I know what to do, that I've done it before, and that I need to remember that when I'm upset in my head, I get upset in my stomach. She helped me through that because I was in a dark, upset, and very depressed place. And the physical recovery will come. It might not come in 2 or 3 weeks. It might take a month. It might take a couple of months, but it will come. Your body will get better. For those of you who have felt better and have, gone through a kind of a relapse or a bad couple of weeks, just remember you got yourself healthy once. You're going to be able to get yourself healthy again. You're going to feel better again. The pain won't last forever. And then for those of you who are still struggling and you haven't reached that point yet, and maybe you just got diagnosed, you just started getting treatment, just remember it's going to take a while. It took me a year of not drinking, of eating boring. I lost so much weight, and it was just about a year before My body started turning a corner and I started feeling better. But I tried so many things and so many different supplements and so many different strategies that was given to me by my gastrointestinal doctor, the specialist. And some things worked and some things didn't. And it took a long time to weed it out. So if you're in that moment and you're still trying, don't give up. Don't give in to the anxiety. Don't let the head start messing with the stomach, okay? Um, I hope I'm not coming off as preachy. It's just, man, that journey of being so ill for a month straight when I'm used to being healthy, it was a tough one, and I just wanted to share that with you guys. I hope I'm not being preachy. I hope somehow it might have helped a little bit if anyone else is recovering or had a relapse and is trying to find out how to get better. Um, Thanks again. Again, you can email me, cygnus13 at gmail.com, if you want to chat or anything. Thank you for your time.